Hi teacher. Today I'm going to talk about agreement in syntax. Syntax agreement refers to the matching or concordance of words in a sentence in number, person, or gender. This ensures that sentences are grammatically correct and clear. Okay, we are going to talk about some of rules of agreement and how verbs change depending of how the subject is presented. Okay. The first rule is check the subject before the prepositional phrase headed by of. For example, the bag of apples is in the fruit bowl. In this example, subject is the bag. Prepositional phrase is of apples. Verb is and place is in the fruit bowl. Okay. In this sentence, the bag of apples is in the fruit bowl. The real subject is the bag. The phrase of apples is just a prepositional phrase that gives more details, more information, or extra information, but it's not the subject. Because bag is singular, the verb must also be singular. So we say is instead of are. This follows the rule that tells us to check the subject before the prepositional phrase headed by of. Okay. The second rule is two singular subjects connected by or, either or neither nor require a singular verb. For example, either the teacher or the students needs to have good communication for English teaching. In this sentence, we have two singular subjects, the teacher and the student. They are connected by the word or, so according to the rule, the verb must be singular. Therefore, the correct verb is needs, not need. Even if there are two subjects and each one is considered individual when they are joined by or, so the sentence correctly follows the rules when we say needs. Okay. The third rule is when having singular and plural as subject and we use or, either or, neither nor, needs must agree with the noun or pronouns closest to it. For example, neither the parents nor the child knows the language very well. In this sentence, the verb agrees with the subject closest to it. We have parents is plural and child is singular. Because child is right before the verb must be singular. That's why we say nouns. The rule says that with neither nor the verb match the subject that comes right before the verb. Another example is neither the parent nor the children know the language very well. In this sentence, children is plural and it is the closest subject to the verb. So the verb must also be plural. That's why we say now. The rule tells us to match the verb with the subject next to it. The fourth rule is when the subjects are singular or plural and are connected by and use a plural verb form. For example, the teacher and the students work together to improve English learning. In this sentence, we have two subjects, the teacher and the students, because they are joined by and. They act as a plural subject. That's the way the verb must be plural, so we use work instead of works. The next rule is in cases in which singular subject is separated by phrases such as along with, as well as. The verb remains in agreement with the subject since these phrases are not part of it. For example, the teacher, along with her students, is preparing the homework. In this sentence, the real subject is the teacher, and it's singular. The phrase along with her students only adds extra information, extra details, but it's not part of the subject. For that reason, the verb stays singular, so we use is instead of are. And finally, the last rule is if the noun after of is singular, use a singular verb with words like person, fraction, majority, some, all, etc. If the noun is plural, then use a plural verb form. For example, some of the students are ready for the exam. In this sentence, the word some depends on the noun after of. Since students is plural, we use the plural verb are. The rule says that the verb must agree with the noun that comes after of. This is my video, teacher. Thank you for your attention.